My name is Mike Jimenez, and this is the Acquired Taste. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It is Tuesday here in San Antonio, Texas, and we've got a San Antonio legend with us. Johnny Walker, high school football legend, UT Longhorns stand-up guy, in fact. Dude, we've had so much fun.
We really have.
Just getting ready for this show. So hopefully this continues for the next hour and 15 minutes or so. So we have a UT star over here going to be talking to us about college football, Dak Prescott. Lots to get into. You know, UT going to be leaving the Big 12 at the end of this season to go over to the SEC. Talk about Dak Prescott because, come on, man. He says, I ain't going to be throwing double-digit interceptions.
I don't know about that.
Do you believe him?
I don't know about that. But, hey, you know, we're hoping that he doesn't do that.
As long as we get the win.
Turn back the clock is what he wants to do in pop culture. One of the hottest Latinas in the world is back on the market, and a country music star goes off on her fans. We're going to hear from her later on in this show. We're going to about 1:15, sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, and if you subscribe to us on YouTube, by the way, we can read your comments in real time and be part of the show that way as well. Now, Twitter, I would like to respond on Twitter right now, but I think I'm shadow banned.
Man, you better be quiet, man.
I think
Elon might be listening.
Dude,
Elon's listening.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fill in the blank there.
He wants you to pay that $8 fee.
Dude, I cannot stand Twitter
terrible.
these days, man.
It's
It is
terrible.
awful.
I've been banned. I don't even know why I've been banned. I've been banned. I don't know what I did. You know?
Isn't it weird to like go on and you think that it's like bad Wi-Fi? You think that it's just because of something silly. And I called Jeff Garcia, our good friend from Locked On Spurs. Don't forget to subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast. I do on Spotify. You can subscribe on YouTube as well. But I was calling him and I was like, hey, are you having troubles with Twitter? And he goes, no, I'm not. And I looked at my phone and I realized that I have a second Twitter account. No, it's not a burner account. I do not have a burner account. I am not Kevin Durant.
I think that's the one you use for your OnlyFans subscription page.
I don't think I would tell everybody that, but go ahead.
No, okay, But I went on there and I tweeted for the first time on that account for the first time in like 8 years. Test, and it went through instantaneously. And I'm looking back at all the different things that I was trying to tweet last night. Didn't happen. Did Threads work? Threads worked. Instagram worked. Facebook worked. TikTok worked. But Twitter, last night, I've got like 5 tweets loading up. And I'm thinking about it. I didn't cuss out anybody. I wasn't on any political platform. I wasn't doing anything like that. So why am I being shadow banned? It's because someone reported me for some unknown reason. I've narrowed it down to 2 people, or it's the people who got pissed off that I said that the TV show Friends and The Office both sucked.
I took that personally, man.
On which account?
I'm just playing, dude. I just
thought
thought it was funny, though, man.
Banned for that, though.
Dude, Friends is the most basic TV show that's ever existed.
Man.
And it's also a complete ripoff of Living Single from Fox back in the early 90s. It's a complete
But The Office,
ripoff.
bro, The Office?
Dude, okay, come on, man. The Office has funny clips that come out on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. It's some funny clips. But if you ever try to watch the show,
dude, me and my whole family are avid watchers of The Office. We watch it almost every single day. It's hilarious, man.
The only thing that should be that dry is a martini, and that is it.
No, man. The only thing
and
that
the
was
weather in Phoenix.
The only thing drier than that you had to say about, The Office was that was the worst hot take of the year, man.
It was not a bad take.
That was the worst one. I think that's one of your worst.
What's the girl in the front? Pam?
Oh, man.
Pam sucks.
They coming for you, man. They coming for you,
She's
man.
a blank tease, if you know what I mean. Completely put that guy in the friend zone the entire time.
Man.
That guy had no chance. I've seen some of these episodes.
Man,
and
who hurt him, man?
Okay, now I will say this: The Office is better than Friends, which is, by the way, my wife's favorite show is Friends. Okay,
Was it really?
Yes, it's awful. It's so bad.
I don't think I've ever watched a Friends episode to the end. I don't think I ever did.
It's not funny.
I didn't think it was funny.
It's just them just giving, going these weird facial expressions, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
If you want to torture somebody, man, just play that intro song from Friends.
Oh, the Rembrandts?
Over and over. So they'll break. They'll let you know everything, man. Everything.
it's gonna be this way. Your life's
It's
a
awful,
joke,
man.
You're broke.
Awful.
Your love life's DOA.
See, and you say you don't like Friends, and you know
Yeah,
the
I'm
song.
saying
it's
word
a,
for word.
It's
Word
a
for
song.
word,
It's a
man.
song from the Rembrandts, dude. So I mean, they're a legit band
You gonna karaoke
from the
that?
'90s. You know what? If I was single, I probably would, because girls like that song and they like that show. But I'm not single. Don't ever want to be single again, babe. If you're watching, that was a joke.
Well, there is
Okay,
somebody.
love you, Selena.
There is someone
Love
on
you.
the market recently, as you were saying.
Oh,
We'll get. Yeah, we need to get in. You know what? Let's go ahead and mix it up a little bit. Typically, we talk about pop culture later, but if you're gonna bring it up, Sophia Vergara
oh my gosh.
of Modern Family fame
She's
is back on the market because she announced that she is getting divorced to her husband. And I told my wife earlier today that her husband was the Joe Manganiello, I believe is his name. I believe he was in the Magic Mike movies back in the day. I told my wife, I was like, yeah, he was the pretty one of the group. Don't be wrong, she's stunning, but you know, very rarely do these stunning women have counterparts that are just as attractive, right? So, but Sophia Vergara, man,
she's fine, man.
she's top shelf.
Yeah, she's top shelf, man. That's a tough one. I don't know if I can let that one go, man. I'd have to think about that a couple times. I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
Did you see that video? Because there's certain Latinas that aren't aging. Sofia Vergara, she's got to be north of 50, right? She is 51 years old.
Yeah,
Are you
beautiful.
kidding me?
That's a beautiful
Are you
woman,
kidding
man.
me?
Yeah, that's a
Did
beautiful
Look at Christopher Leja's comment.
That's my future ex-wife. Keep her name out your filthy mouth. I'm saying that in the Will Smith version. But look up real fast. Salma Hayek swimming. Salma Hayek posted video the other day of her swimming. And Salma Hayek, I believe she might actually be close to 60.
She's 56. She's 56.
She's 56 years old. And if you see her swimming these days,
the
video coming out, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's a 56-year-old's body.
Yeah, that's
what are these women taking? Salma Hayek, Sofia Vergara, Jennifer Lopez is north of 50.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna leave you some words of wisdom, man. I remember one of my friends, his daddy said something to us one time, because he was married to a really hot Latina, right?
Mhm.
And they got divorced, and he came up to us and said, "I don't care how hot she is, boys. Somebody somewhere is tired of her shit."
No, I get that. I get that. But there's also the crazy hot matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are 10s. You get to put up with a lot because you get a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Dude, Salma Hayek could run me over with a car daily, and I'd be like, same time, same place tomorrow, babe. Make that happen.
Your wife is watching the show, right?
She could be.
Yeah,
she could be. I tell her all the time. Salma Hayek's real last name is Jimenez.
Man,
She's
gonna
gonna have
leave
to change her name.
Your wife's gonna leave you outside like you did those dogs, man.
Oh, don't get me started on that dog. My husky. I have a husky, by the way.
Really?
Yes. His name is Duncan, after Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Chewed up a couch seat today.
No, man.
That dog is outside all day long. I don't care if it gets up to 130 degrees outside. Ain't coming inside until he learns how to behave.
He's just doing his dog thing. That's not the dog's fault. That's the person's fault.
No,
man.
that is not the person's fault. That is the dog's fault. Dogs go outside, man. They're going to be outside today. Except my golden retriever. He can come inside.
Man, you at least get him a little pull or something, man.
It's a little hot, man.
It's hot, dude. It's hot, bro.
He would chew up the damn. You know, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna bring him in. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna need to get covers now.
You can
for
give
these
him
seats.
ice cream and everything, man, because you had him out there.
Jeez. No.
Yeah,
no,
you are. You can be on the
dude,
ground
no.
howling like a dog. Oh.
No, I only make that howl when I see photos of Sofia Vergara and Salma Hayek. But speaking of huskies, we were talking before the show.
Yeah.
And I was laughing my ass off because I said, "Hey, you're part of the Texas High School Hall of Fame."
Yes.
Because back in the mid '80s, I mean, it was iconic. It was, in San Antonio lore with Wilbur Odom. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got the Cash Twins.
Yep.
You and the Cash Twins went to UT.
University of Texas. Right. We had Mike McKenzie, who was a superstar as well. He went to the University of Baylor.
And you had all of that. Such a great team back in the '80s. And you made the Texas High School Hall of Fame, but there's one thing that you haven't made, and you were joking about it.
Yeah. Apparently, I can make the Texas High School Hall of Fame, but I cannot make the San Antonio Hall of Fame, which is I I have a lot of choice words for that, but hey, it is what it is. I see that we can elect Robert Horry to be into the San Antonio Hall of Fame, but and don't get me wrong, I'm a Robert Horry fan. I think he was a great basketball player.
Robert Horry don't even like San Antonio.
I know he does. He
man.
didn't even stay here. I said, but he's in the San Antonio Hall of Fame though.
Yeah.
I mean, so. But yeah, so we're trying to figure out exactly, what's kind of going on. But hopefully at some point we'll come to our senses and we'll be able to get a chance to get in that.
Now, you were saying that there's certain people who are in the San Antonio Hall of Fame
Yeah.
that are not in the Texas Hall of Fame.
They're
and you
not.
feel that one is harder to get into than the other.
The Texas High School Hall of Fame is probably one of the toughest Hall of Fames to get into. I believe in my class that came in, Mean Joe Green was one of the Joe Green was one of the inductees at that time, and he literally got up and he cried. He talked about how this Hall of Fame meant more to him than being in the NFL Hall of Fame. He just talked about just how much it meant to him, how difficult it was for him to get into the San Antonio Hall of Fame, from the Texas High School Hall of Fame. And it just really realizes how much of a blessing it was for me to be able to be elected into the Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know. I mean, I think there's 10 San Antonians that are in the Texas High School Hall of Fame, and each one of those 10 are in the San Antonio Hall of Fame. I'm the only one that's not in the San Antonio Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm not upset. I'm not trying to ask for any votes or anything. I'm just saying.
No, it sounds like you're stumping for votes, man. You
like,
are stumping for votes.
Man. They're killing me with that.
Now, I do know a couple of people who have votes, so I may have to give them a call because I'm a fellow Husky.
Right, absolutely.
Holmes Husky, double the Husky.
We do have 2 Huskies in the San Antonio Hall of Fame. We have Daryl Williamson and we have Robert Kyoto. So we do have 2 Huskies in the San Antonio.
Hey man, that's a size too. You go shopping for kids, man. 2X Husky.
Yeah, Husky in many ways.
Husky
in many ways.
There he goes.
Paul Contour reaches out to us on YouTube and says, "I hope PETA ain't watching." Chris Leha says, "Mike just said F the dog." Chris reaching out saying, "Bro, if you get banned from Twitter, now you're gonna get banned on YouTube. PETA coming for your ass." And then Tim Gonzalez going back about the Salma Hayek, all that stuff, saying
absolutely.
that Salma Hayek has a hot body for her age. No, she has a hot body.
Period.
Period.
I think Daniel Castro said it best, man.
Salma Hayek is a Mexican goddess, is what he says.
Yeah.
Again, if you're subscribing to YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. Like, subscribe. It pisses me off. I go on the notes, the metrics of our YouTube watchers.
Right.
Do you know about 20% of those who watch are not subscribed? Those are jerks right there. Just hit the subscribe button. Just do us a solid and make that happen.
Absolutely.
But you also played college ball.
I did.
And you had a very good run over at UT.
Yes, we did.
And tell me about the memories that you have as a UT football player, the glory days out there. What do you remember the most out of your time over there in Austin?
Definitely 2 incidences. I remember the first Texas OU game, which was an incredible experience. I think that there's a couple of times when I watched it on TV before I actually got to play in the game, and it was nothing like it. I mean, to see one whole side of the stadium in red, the other side in the stadium burnt orange, it was just an euphoric feeling to be able to walk down that tunnel and I mean, just everything's blasting, fans going crazy. It was just an incredible experience to be able to experience that. And I also have to say that the massacre against the Miami Hurricanes in the Cotton Bowl, where they actually made an ESPN special called The U, and we made up a lot of that special where they talked about what happened to us in that game, in the Cotton Bowl game against the University of Miami. That was probably an experience I probably would not want to remember, but I do remember it because it was an incredible experience to have to deal with that.
That's amazing. Crazy. That's amazing. And I've gone through the tunnel as a member of the media, never as a player, and I'm sure the adrenaline rush of going out there,
unbelievable.
And you mentioned to me also that you were drafted not only in football, but you were drafted in baseball also. So how did you navigate through all that? You were such a young man making big time decisions.
Well, I think that for me, I knew that I had family members who played professional baseball. My dad played professional baseball with the Chicago Cubs, so I knew that I was going to have the opportunity to play professional baseball. So when I got drafted out of high school, out of Holmes, by the Chicago Cubs, needless to say, I decided that I wanted to go to the University of Texas, and I wanted to play football because football was all my heart. I love football. So when I got drafted the second time by the Braves, my third year at the University of Texas, I decided to go ahead and sign. And then I wanted to come back and have the opportunity to play professional football. So I'm one of what 7 or 8 ever to play both of them professionally. So right here in San Antonio, born and raised, and got the opportunity to play both of them professionally in the same season. So it was awesome.
Very cool. Joined by Johnny Walker, again, San Antonio high school football legend, Texas Longhorns standout. And on top of that, you know, you still follow your team. You still follow the Longhorns. Longhorns coming off an 8-5 season.
Yeah.
They lost in the Alamo Bowl. It's one of those things. So the final season that they're going to have in the Big 12.
Yeah.
How excited are you? Are you looking forward? Are you even focusing on this season, or are you looking forward to 2024 when they're outplaying in the SEC? Man, Georgia's coming in to DKR to start the season. How excited are you about this season, and how excited are you about the Horns and OU joining the SEC?
I can tell you that since Texas has not won the Big 12, and I don't even know how long. It's been, 10 years? I don't know, something ridiculous. So I'm always excited about the start of the season because I'm hoping that this is the year that Texas finally, can win the Big 12 because it's been a while since they've done that. But I think to be able to make the jump over the SEC is going to be an incredible challenge. I'm excited because I think SEC is probably the best college football that there is. They've got some incredible football teams, and I think there's going to be some great matchups. I'm excited more than anything about the opportunity to play Texas A&M again too.
That's exciting.
I'm like,
it's
been a while, so I'm excited about that too. That's a rivalry that had no place not being able to play anymore. So I'm excited about being able to bring that rivalry back up again. And it's going to be crazy.
I don't care what anybody says. They're dodging each other. That's what it is. They're dodging each other.
But look at the comment that we got right now from Tim Gonzalez, man.
Johnny Walker, I hope you would. I know you would have loved to have had an NIL deal back in your playing days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I would have retired. I would have retired after UT playing 2 sports. Oh man, it's such a blessing to see that the young athletes get the opportunity to get paid for the name and likeness. I can tell you this. I remember on signing day, I remember we had all the cameras there, everybody's there, and I took the business law class. Did you take that when you were at Holmes?
I took
the business law class, and one of the main things they told us was always read your contract. Okay, so I'm reading my contract. All the cameras on, lights, camera, everything's going, and I'm reading it, and it says, okay, you got to sign it where your name and likeness forever. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not signing this contract. This is ridiculous. Crazy. I literally got up and I walked off. I was like, I refuse to sign this. I did not sign my letter until I want to say an hour after the press conference. I was like, I'm not signing this. This is ridiculous.
Dude, and it's been big business the entire time. I saw this TikTok the other day asking the question, should the NCAA give Reggie Bush his Heisman back?
They should.
Because what he was accused of or guilty of would have been no big deal today. Would have been it wasn't like he was on PEDs or gambling on the sport or anything like that. We're here with Johnny Walker, a Holmes Husky. You know who else is the Holmes Husky? One of our sponsors, Cynthia J. Sanchez of J. Parr Real Estate, also a graduate of Holmes High School. And she has been in the industry for 16 years with J. Parr Real Estate, the number 210-273-0748. Great story over the weekend. She said, Michael, guess what? I sold a house at a 4.2% interest rate. Banks are offering 7%, 8%. She has new homes going for 4.25, somewhere around there. And again, if you sign up with her, she's going to offer you a home warranty for 1 year that protects your water heater, your dishwasher, your AC, other mechanical appliances that may break down due to wear and tear. That is a $600 value. So she's providing not only the realty services, but also that value of providing that 1 year warranty. Again, Cynthia J. Sanchez, a fellow Holmes Husky, J. Parr Real Estate, 210-273-0748. With Johnny Walker, UT star back in the day. You know, not only are we excited about the Horns eventually next year going into the SEC, a lot of San Antonio college football fans are excited about UTSA going up a level into the AAC. And it's one of those things where I look at it and I think to myself, man, the trajectory of this school is so astronomical. What they're doing, I know there's still little brother right now to UT, but I can see this team, this program, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, being in one of the Power 5 conferences. They've got the students, they've got the facility. What do you think of when you see UTSA and how they've emerged over the past 10, 12 years or so?
I would say Jeff Traylor has done an amazing job of cultivating the UTSA Roadrunner brand. I think he's done an incredible job. I think not only that, but it seems like the city has also supported what they're doing at UTSA and supporting Coach Traylor. My only problem is I definitely see UTSA continually going on an upward trajectory. By the way, I went to the game last year, and I'm gonna say for about 3 quarters, I was a little upset.
Was that the one at DKR against UT?
Yeah, man.
Okay, first of all, we gotta talk about that game.
I was ready to punch a couple of birds, man.
Couldn't even enjoy the game. You weren't even enjoying the game.
No, I was mad. We can't lose to UTSA. You gotta be kidding me, man. So they played a hell of a football game, man. I knew we were gonna catch up to in the fourth quarter because our guys were like,
the wheels were gonna come off.
But I was like, man, I was upset for a little while, man. I had to move myself away from.
They were playing inspired. UTSA was playing inspired.
That was still a
well,
heck of a football game.
The game was tied at 17 going into halftime, and UTSA was up for the better part of the first half.
Yeah.
At one point, was up 17-7 midway through the second quarter.
At that point, I had to move seats. At that point because I was about ready to jump.
But this is where depth comes into play because a lot of UTSA players got hurt.
Oh yeah,
because come on, they're playing against bigger guys from UT, and it's one of those things where you can keep up for a half, you can keep up for 2.5 quarters, but the fact of the matter is that UT has second stringers and third stringers that are just as good as the starters, or at least have the pedigree as the starters. And UTSA though did very, very well, and I'm excited about this upcoming season because going to a new conference is a big deal.
It is. And
the AAC can get you a bigger bowl, because it didn't matter what they did in Conference USA. They were going to be playing kind of just a whack bowl game. It was going to be like the New Orleans Bowl,
right?
Or it was going to be something like that. But now knowing that they can play in a bigger bowl and play better teams. I mean, look at their schedule this year. September 2nd, they start out. God, that's so close.
Yeah,
September 2nd, on the road against Houston. They lost in triple overtime to Houston last year.
Ridiculous game.
Then they've got Texas State. Rivalry game, I-35 rivalry. Then they've got Army. And then look at that SEC matchup against Tennessee. Then they've got Temple, UAB. These are pretty decent programs. Now, I'm not saying that they're on the level of the SEC or the Pac-12 or whatnot, but these are teams that are recognizable that you can go, wow, these are pretty good teams. And they ended with Tulane, a very, very, very good program. I'm excited for college football here in San Antonio because so many people say, well, San Antonio only has one professional or one major sport. And no, we have two, because UTSA football can very well be that number 2 as long as Jeff Traylor is leading it, because he and Miss Campos over there are doing a fantastic job.
I really do. My only fear is that I think that UTSA is getting to the point where they're so good and they're doing so well that it's going to be hard to keep Jeff. It really is. I think that you're going to be seeing Power 5. I think Power 5 schools have already approached him and they've tried to sign him away from UTSA. So I think it's going to be to the point where there's just going to be too much money for him to have to turn down to be able to stay here in San Antonio. So, which I would hate to see, because I think he has taken UTSA to a whole nother level. I will say that I do like the steps that they're taking, going into a better conference, and then hopefully next time they might be able to get into a Power 5 conference. But I think that's the best approach to go, instead of just jumping into a Power 5 conference and just getting beat down for the next 4 or 5 years. So I like the direction that Jeff has got the program going, and I'm excited about some of the things that we're going to be able to see out of the Roadrunner football. I've actually been to a game or two. I had fun. I enjoyed watching the Roadrunners play. I really did.
I'm taking a look at the preseason rankings from ESPN.com when it comes to it all. Of course, Georgia's number 1. Georgia, which is basically a farm team for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, no, apparently.
So But if you take a look at it, there's certain polls out there that have UTSA potentially ranked in the 23, 24, 25 range, which is amazing. It's an AAC school. And if Jeff Traylor is going to leave, if that ever happens, I'm not saying that it is. Okay, I'm not trying to scare UTSA Roadrunner fan, but what I am saying is that it would need to be in a certain territory. It would need to be a school like UT, A&M, a Texas Tech. There's not a lot of schools out there.
That's true.
Because it's where he recruits.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
He recruits I-35 to basically I-20 and going into Louisiana. That's his bread and butter. He's not going to go take a job at Oregon because he knows nobody in the Pacific Northwest to do the recruiting for him out there. It's just different, man. College football is so much different. Lots of comments coming in. Tim Gonzalez says the transfer portal for college football was crazy this past season. 3,000 players on the move. Lots of good comments out here. The fact of the matter is that the college football season is the beginning of lots of things. It's the beginning of a new season. It's the beginning of the fact that summer is going to be coming to a close, and I cannot stand summer this year. Oh my God, the temperature right now is just off, just out of its mind right now. 106 degrees right now. Not excited about that. Everyone asking Matt Lerma, make sure we're liking the video, guys. That's right. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, hit the like button, and also share it. When was the last time you shared it, right? Share it onto your Facebook. Share it onto your Twitter. I'm shadow banned right now. Don't want to talk about it, but Twitter is on my crap list right now.
It should be. It's on mine.
When it comes to it all. Now, who's not on my crap list is MCS General Contracting. My guys, Chris Leha. My guys, MCS General Contracting, their number is 210-774-9155. They've got a great new logo right there. More than 30 years of experience in concrete placement. MCS strives to be the best in business. Honest pricing, high quality work. We're talking about house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. I might need to talk to you guys about that. I might need that. If you're a business, it's about parking lots, getting all that set. We had JJ Garena, who's a commercial real estate agent, talking about that yesterday. He's saying that when you build a business, the parking lot is one of the most important things that you're going to do for the future of your business.
That's true.
And MCS Contracting can make that happen. Other concrete placement services as well. Chris Lehow, thank you so much for being a sponsor. Big part of this show. Again, it's called MCS General Contracting, 210-774-9155. And if you missed out on that number, just DM me and I'll get that to you later on today. Joined by Johnny Walker. Member of the San Antonio. Well, no, not yet. Member of the Texas High School Hall of Fame. San Antonio, not so much. You know, let's just call it what it is. They just don't like the Huskies.
Is that what that has to be? There's no other reason. We got quite a few Huskies that should be, looking to get into the San Antonio Hall of Fame.
Too many John Jay voters. Too many John Jay voters. That's what it
is, man.
Before the show, we were talking about haircuts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So
you want to go there. All right, man.
Well, the thing about it is this.
I got something.
The Marbach cut. The Edgar. I saw a story on Ken's podcast. Don't put me with that, dude. You know what? My parents would never let me have that cut because I never wanted that cut.
Are you sure? You didn't get that cut?
Never got it. I got a wedge one time, but it wasn't that.
Okay.
It wasn't that. But I'm looking at that, and I saw an article on Kens5.com yesterday that said that there are certain stylists in the Corpus Christi area who have stopped doing these cuts. They're just tired of doing them. They think they look like trash, and they don't want that to be a reflection of themselves.
Of their work.
And do you know why they think it looks like trash? Because that cut looks like trash. Okay? I thank God that I was raised in the Ingram Road, Culebra area, not the Marbach military area, because my goodness, I would have had that cut had I been 2 exits over. And I'm saying that tongue in cheek because we have a lot of J High School people.
But you know what though? I had the Jerry curl though. Yeah, I did. I had a juicy one too.
Was it juicy?
It was good, man. It was wet. It
was like Coming to America.
Yeah, it was. True story, man. I went to one of my friend's house, right? So, and this, back in the day, had the Jerry curl and everything. And so this is when Coming to America came out.
Yeah.
So, so we go over to the house, and all the fellas and everything, and everybody's sitting on the couch, and his mom says, "Nah, you can't sit on the couch." I said, what do you mean I can't sit on the couch? She said, "No, you got soul glow." You remember the scene where they messed up the couch?
Yeah.
So she thought I was gonna mess up her couch, so I had to sit on the floor, man. I'm still upset about that, man. To this day. So I could not sit on couches when I was in high school.
So was it as juicy and moist as Eric LaSalle in Coming to America?
It was moist. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Dude.
I think I had some activator in my pocket wherever I went, man. It was moist.
Man.
Now,
yeah, I had a nice curly, juicy one, man. It was nice.
Man, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture you with the Jerry curl, which, by the way, I'm proud of myself for knowing how to spell Jerry. Okay, it's not like the name. I think there's an H in somewhere in there. But I'm picturing you with the Jerry curl at UT Austin listening to Bobby Brown.
Ooh.
Earworm, baby. I got that song stuck in your head because I showed you that I was.
No, you showed the video where you were doing the what was it?
Every little step.
Yeah, every little step, and I was shocked. You might have been a step or two off, but you was trying to get every little step though. But I was impressed though. That really was. I mean, and then you started naming off all the groups. I'm like, man, okay. So he was really hip on the R&B, man.
Man, I'm all about Ronnie, Bobby,
I
Rick,
see
and Mike,
that.
Ralph, and
Yeah,
Johnny.
I was shocked. I was surprised, thoroughly surprised.
Don't get me started with Belle Biv DeVoe. Oh my God,
Poison.
Those are my guys. When can
that
I
was
see you
music.
smile?
That was music back then. That was when it was music, man. I enjoyed it. I don't know what they're doing now, man. It's crazy now.
Well, you know what, Johnny, man? Since you were a guest, man, you like that so much, you got to show it, man. I got to, man. But man, this is the new dance. Look at this little dance.
That's pretty good, man. I was impressed.
We got the crowd going. Here it is, man.
Here it comes.
I can't sleep at night. I toss and turn. This one around the phone. So when I get your call, I'll check out.
What a nerdy version of karaoke. That karaoke, by the way, was sung over at Serenity Manor out in Helotes, Texas. Good. They have karaoke every other Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's located on Old Bandera Road. Again, it's called Serenity Manor. And the thing about it is that it was the first time they had ever had karaoke there.
Okay.
This is a venue that does like they do like weddings, they do engagement
and we're showing the video right now.
It's great, man. This is a great venue. This building was first built in 1913. It became a store. They took down the ceiling to show the studs and all like the old wood. It's so good. It's so elegant. They have a bar there, and they're trying to drum up business for the bar there on the weekends. And on Thursday, karaoke night every other Thursday. They're going to have trivia night every other Thursday. This Thursday, it's going to be trivia night. Again, that's going to be at Serenity Manor, 14405 Old Bandera Road in Helotes. It's catty corner to Flores Country Store. And if you don't know what catty corner means, diagonal. Across the street.
Using big words like that, man.
Catty corner, man.
Dude, my cousin pronounces it caddy, like with a T. Man, I think it's a D. I gotta look that up.
Man, it's a catty corner, man.
No. What it is? It's kitty corner. He calls it kitty.
Kitty corner.
And I'm like, what the hell's kitty corner? But again, Serenity Manor, what a fantastic time we had out there. We had several of our listeners out there checking the place out. They have an outdoor portion of the venue as well, where they can have weddings out there, and they have beach volleyball, the sand volleyball court out there.
They got everything.
They got a little bit of everything, man.
So the next time they're doing karaoke, I'm with you.
Dude, there was this girl out there singing some deep R&B music, man. She had that voice on her.
Nice,
but Serenity Manor, go meet us out there. I'm not going to go out there this Thursday, but I might do karaoke again the following.
Yeah,
Thursday.
hit me up, man. I'm gonna be there with you. I'm gonna be your sidekick.
Sidekick?
Yeah, I'll be your sidekick. We'll have fun.
You know, one time I used to karaoke all the time, and I had this one friend.
Okay.
I had this one friend who goes, "Hey, I put a song in there for both of us."
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, what song has two dudes? And he goes, "I'm sure you know it." And we were in Chicago, man. We were there for a friend's wedding, and he's like, "You'll know the song. You'll know the song." And I get up there, and he has the mic, and I have the mic, and I have no idea what song is going to come out. And it was "Easy Lover" by Phil Collins and Philip Bailey.
Man, you did not feed that to each other, did you?
Bro, man.
Yes, we did.
You did.
She's an easy lover.
No, well, I'm telling you now. We're not doing that. I'll take that right now. No, we'll do some Bell Biv DeVoe or something, man.
Gotta do some Johnny Gill, some Mama. I have this belief, and I've said this on the show before, that I believe that Usher is in a time machine. That if you release Usher in 85, 95, 05, 15, and 2 years from now, it would have been a hit. Just like that.
I agree with you.
He's the most timeless guy of the last 30 years.
You already got a request, man.
Yeah, see, I like my prerogative better too. I ain't gonna lie. Now, actually, Tenderoni not bad either.
Not if you believe in love.
Hall & Oates. They want you to sing some Hall & Oates.
First of all, Daryl Hall is in my Mount Rushmore of favorite singers of all time.
See, now this is the thing that impressed me about you. Yeah, because they were doing a contest or something.
Oh yeah, it was
while we were there.
It was Rock Bingo.
Yeah,
the Mad Tecker,
so
man.
you like knew Wham, you knew everything. I was like, what?
I'm all about
I was
music.
Impressed. I was really impressed.
I'm all about music.
Hall & Oates, Wham. What else? What was the other one he knew? He knew something crazy. Like we were looking at each other like, man.
He knew some hardcore, like some pop from like the 80s, like, man. What? The 90s. And he was telling us the story of when he got fired on his day off.
Oh yeah.
Paraappa County Fair. Everyone stole from there except me, and I got fired for suspicion of theft. The hell! I was the only one there not stealing.
They got you on camera taking boxes, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they got you.
Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney. What's going on there?
Oh my God!
If instead of Stevie Wonder, Paul McCartney, there was that song with Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson.
On that one.
It was "Say Say Say." Was a pretty good song. No, but
Ebony and Ivory, was that who was that? That was Michael and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I enjoy music so much from so many different genres. My wife making fun of me because last night before going to bed, I rewatched the Wham documentary on Netflix. God, I love me some Wham. But you know what? But then I also like 90s rock.
I don't even know who Wham is, man. Was it like a group of guys? I don't even know.
It was two guys. They had about 6 or 7 hits. It's kind of like this. Wham, the 90s version of Wham was Color Me Bad. Everyone says that they didn't like Color Me Bad.
Color Me Bad was pretty good.
And I'm of the impression that everybody liked Color Me Bad. Like everybody liked Taylor Swift. Everybody likes Taylor Swift a little bit. Okay. I'm not saying that they're huge fans.
One or two songs. Yeah.
Color Me Bad sold so many albums.
They did.
Had like 8 number 1 hits or 8 top 10 hits, and then people were acting like they didn't like them. Shut up. We all did.
That's the same thing with Milli Vanilli, dude.
Oh, that's bad. That's a whole nother story.
Blame it on the rain.
Man, that song comes out. Everybody comes out, man. I like this song.
They didn't sing the song. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying they didn't sing the song, but they like the song.
Oh, they might like it, but I mean, come on.
There's something about the pop in that time in the early 90s when it came to like, remember CNC Music Factory? You know, they had some, there was like a 6-month time frame. Marky Mark came out with that song where the music was all about working out. It was like I'm gonna go lift weights music.
You know what I want to see Jimenez sing next, man? I want to see you sing some Informer, man.
Dude, okay, first of all, I go pop, but I ain't going snow, dude.
You're not gonna do snow?
I'm not gonna go up there and go a licky boom boom down.
I want to see that, man.
I don't even know the lyrics. Like I know the song.
Well, you don't got to know the lyrics. It's karaoke, man. They're gonna flash them on the screen.
Oh no, it's too fast. It's too fast. But man, I mean, 90s music, man. Shy.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Shy was good.
Yeah, everybody was good, man. They had so many different groups that just some of them were one-hitter quitters, though. You know. Yeah, Force MC, Tender Love, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling. It's funny. I was sitting there with my wife the other day because for whatever reason, you got the Bobby Brown in me. So I'm sitting there watching old videos, and my wife was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why are you watching? What are you doing?"
Is that a
now here's the funny thing. So she's sitting here like, "What are you doing? Why are you complaining?" And then the next thing I know, she's sitting down like reminiscing, like
Yeah.
going through all the bit. I said, oh, okay, see,
You-
I'm telling you,
you get
it's like
stuck
real
into it.
music. Yeah, I said, this was real music back in the day.
Oh man,
Sade,
Babyface,
everything, man.
The
Yeah.
Deal, Sade was
Yeah,
great.
I'm just unreal, man.
Dude, I was a huge into Toni Braxton for a while.
Oh, okay.
Like she was
yeah.
like a celebrity crush, and
Mhm.
I liked her music. But then it's funny because then you drift on into the mid '90s, and gangster rap became a thing,
yeah.
and it was Dre and Pac
Mhm.
and Cube and NWA and all that, and I like all that too. You
Mhm.
know, so it kind of goes.
true.
I have enjoyed basically music my entire life. I'm not stuck in. Like I have friends who listen to only 90s or listen to only 70s or only whatever. And I'm like, no, man, just,
Yeah, listen to everything.
listen to a little bit of everything.
I'm like that too.
Quick story about though.
Mhm.
I have family that lives in LA
Okay.
and just outside of LA, southeast side of town. And I went there to go get a haircut. Oh, I went there to go visit family, but I wanted to get a haircut. I'm driving my aunt's car and I can't find a Great Clips or a Supercut, someplace that I know.
Mhm.
And so I'm driving into this one little shopping center where there's a grocery store, and I find a little salon there, and it says men's haircuts.
Mm.
And I walk in there, and it was the funniest experience I'd ever had getting my haircut. I walk in, and this guy looks at me and goes, "You need a cut?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, take on number 1." They had pool tables there, and he goes, "1, you play 6, 2, you play 5, 3, you play 4. We'll call you up." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Mm.
So I go up there. Finally, I'm playing pool with some stranger because I'm being told to.
Mm.
And then I sit down and they ask me if I want something to drink. And I was like, "Yeah, give me a water." I'm like, okay. They bring me a beer, like a 40. And they're like, "Yeah, we only got man water here." I'm like, "All right, that's cool."
Mm.
But then all this music came on and it was, Tupac and it was Biggie and all that stuff. And I just went, man, that came out my freshman year of college. I remember when I was at this one party and like it stopped. And it was so funny because all these young guys came up to me and they were like, "Dude, we're so jealous that there was such good music in the 90s." Because they're like, "We were born at the wrong time." Like, I'm 25, 26 years old. I would rather have grown up in the 90s hearing that be a fresh song at a party.
Yeah.
And he goes, "We're listening to it as a relative oldie, if you will, but they respect it." And it was so weird how like everyone kind of converged on me. And I'm like, I'm not the only person here who's 40, right? I mean, this was a few years ago. But anyway, love music. And I love, what do they call it? The soundtrack of our lives, man. Is what it is.
Yeah, actually what it is. Absolutely.
So lots of comments coming in. The Drew Show. Who is shadow banned from Twitter? I see so many of Mike's tweets and retweets and replies. No, I agree. But I'm not allowed at this point to post anything new. So I've got like 5 or 6 things.
You can still get things, but you can't post anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I'm in the
can't
same
see
boat.
it.
Yeah, look at this comment here.
Yeah, I'm still in the same boat.
Tim Gonzalez reaches out. "Johnny, did you ever want to dance to the show Jammin' back in the late 80s?
You know what? I used to watch the show, but I was so shy. I was shy. I mean, I couldn't dance in front. I'd have been one of the guys on, standing up against the wall, pointing at people, whatever.
Dude,
I
you
just
can't
wasn't
have a
dance.
Jerry curl and not dance.
I couldn't dance, man. I couldn't.
Jerry
I didn't know how to
curl and
dance.
no
I
dance.
could not dance. I didn't know how to dance, man. Nobody ever taught me. I never learned how to dance.
But
man.
I'm sure Johnny Walker had game though.
I had plenty of game now. I didn't say I didn't have game. If you go to Holmes, you had to have game now. We had game. I just couldn't dance. So everything was cool until you asked to dance. And I'm like,
Go on with
it
it.
was a slow dance. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'll
go get you a drink.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't do all the twirls and twists and all that. We had like Wilbur. He used to go to the mall during the off season. He would break dance. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I couldn't do all that, man. I was like, nah. I watch. I cheer.
What was that like in the 80s? Playing with Wilbur, playing with the Cash Twins, who went on to star at UT as well along with you. I mean, that was a special time to be an athlete here in San Antonio because people look back at some of those games against Judson, against Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, back then
Iconic.
there was a city championship. There wasn't this 6A, 5A, 4. I mean, there was, but at the same time, they crowned a city champion every year.
I think the biggest thing that I always let people know that for our junior and senior year, just to see how dominating we were, we only played a half. We literally played a half. For 8 games, we just played a half. So we couldn't wait till the playoffs and the last 2 games, it was Clark and Jay, where we could play an entire game. So you figure the numbers that we put up we could have easily scored 100 on teams. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It was like 49 to nothing, 56.
You didn't
to
run up
nothing.
the score.
No. So, and this was halftime. So there's 24 minutes and a half. We probably were on the field 7 minutes. And I mean, we were just dominating like that. So it was crazy. The record books would have been shattered. They never would have been able to duplicate the records that we put up. But it was just an incredible time. And I think Holmes was just rocking back then. I think everybody wanted to be a Husky, man. Deep down inside, green and gold was just rocking.
Yeah, even all those cats over there on Marbach, they wanted to be
at home. They wanted to be at home.
They wanted it.
They were in the parking lot after the games, man. All over there, man. It was crazy.
Shout out, man. I know my boy Angel, hopefully he watches sometimes. He's also a West Campus alumni, man. We graduated the same year.
West Campus, the home of Devin Brown.
Yes,
sir.
Devin Brown.
Let's talk about the Spurs.
Yes.
Getting Victor Wembanyama, big deal.
Huge.
What do you think? What do you expect from him this year? As far as, do you think that he's going to play the 65 games needed to win Rookie of the Year? Do you think that the Spurs are going to rest him? And let me ask you this: what kind of stat line do you think he's going to have this upcoming year?
Well, I think we got a taste of it his second rookie game, or the summer league game.
Yeah.
There's no question that he can dominate. I think people have to realize that he's just 19 years old, and I think sometimes you forget that. But he can be a dominating presence. I mean, there's no question about that. He's one of the people that can be the star of the league. There's no question about that either. I think the best thing the Spurs can do, and it seems like they're going to take that approach, is they're going to take their time with him. We don't need to put all this pressure on you. There's no need for that. You've got plenty of time until we're going to groom you. We're going to allow you to do that. Same thing that we did with Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi, we groomed Kawhi to make him the player that he is today. So I think that's the same approach that you're going to take with Wembanyama now. I think that's the best approach to take.
I'm excited about this season for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, I think Vegas has it wrong. Vegas has the Spurs over under at around 31 wins this year. I think the Spurs are going to have a winning record. I think the Spurs are going to win 46. I'm not saying that they're going to get 50. I'm not saying that they're going to win the division, but just knowing that everyone can stay in their lane. That was the problem last year. It seemed like they were asking the players to do too much beyond their normal regular skill set. And now with Wemby there, it makes life a lot easier because you always need to keep an eye on that 7'3" guy in the middle, on the outside. He's all over the place. That's going to make life easier for Devin, for Sohan, for Keldon, for Trey Jones, for Zach Collins. And because I think that he's the focal point, even if he doesn't get the points, he's going to be able to affect the game.
Oh, God,
just
in
a different way.
Yeah. Just his size and his athletic ability alone. But I think what I like more than anything the Spurs are doing, I think the Spurs are at their best when they have two teams. And what I mean by they have a starting group and they have a second group that can keep up that same pace as the first group. I think that's when the Spurs are the most dominant. And I think that we're starting to see them build and have that same kind of that same kind of concept that they had when they won their last championship. I mean, you literally have two teams that can go out there and they can compete with anybody, and you don't lose a beat when you bring that second team in. I think that's what the Spurs are doing. It looks like they're doing a good job.
The depth is going to be a lot better than what they've had before.
Yes.
I like the fact that they've shut him down, and he says that he's not going to do any media for a month.
Yeah.
That is great. Just enjoy life, rest, lift weights, just heal your body.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. And he's not playing for the French national team.
Right.
So that's a good thing because he needs to focus on what the main priority is. That main priority is playing now in the NBA.
Think he calls Brittany?
No. And he shouldn't. He shouldn't.
You don't want to call her?
Yeah, call her something. You're not going to call her to give her an apology. Hell no. Apologize for what?
That video was ridiculous.
He just walked straight. He wasn't the one who hit her.
That was terrible.
Didn't even know he was
that
there.
Was terrible. She needs to apologize for that. That was terrible. That whole report that she came out the next day, and I'm looking for an apology for what? Well, yeah, you need to apologize. That was ridiculous. That was terrible. That was a shame.
Hey, we got some comments here, man.
Yeah,
look at the Drew show. Look what he put.
Wemby is skilled, basketball in the mindset. He only needs to work on his body and refining his shot. Spurs win 56 games if they start Cameron. So that's interesting because the Spurs got campaign over the weekend.
Oh, that's right.
And from the Phoenix Suns. And basically they were gifted campaign because it was a swap of second round picks and we got campaign. This is a guy that averaged 10 points a game last year, 4.5 assists, 2 rebounds in just 20 minutes of play on average.
And he's a good 3-point shooter.
Cameron Payne can lock it down from 3. Career 36, 37% 3-point shooter. I like that pickup because I like old school basketball. I want there to be a point guard. The Trey Jones.
You don't like Trey Jones?
No, I'm saying Trey Jones.
Oh, okay.
I like that type of player out there.
Okay.
A floor general.
Right.
And a lot of teams out there, and I'm not saying that Jeremy Sohan can't play the point, but a lot of teams out there have point forwards where they have the big bring the ball up the court. I like the old school Tony Parker way. I like the old school Avery Johnson way of having a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as opposed to 5 players out there that are the same height.
It's hard to do that when you got a Davis with the Lakers, when you've got even Wembanyama. I mean, their skill set is just ridiculous. I mean, Kevin Durant, he's 7 foot, and look what the things that he can do. It's hard to do that when you've got talent like that.
7 foot small forward at that.
Yeah,
that's what Kevin Durant's been, and that's the thing about Wemby. It's like everyone's like he's a center. No, he's not. He's not going to be banging bodies with Embiid. No. He's not going to be banging bodies with Jokic. He's a different kind of cat.
You got another comment too here from Christopher Lehan.
I do believe that it will be important for him to work on some things physically.
Yeah.
I was watching the summer league game and he was getting pushed around. And I think he's definitely going to have to. And I think he made it interesting. He said, "I don't need to get bigger. I just need to get stronger."
That's it.
And I like that.
There's
a difference. And I think that's the right approach to take with that. Yeah.
Chris reaches out to us on YouTube right now and says, "Call me crazy, but Spurs are going to win the division." First of all, let me kind of preface this because we had this conversation earlier this week.
Yeah.
FanDuel Sportsbook has the Spurs as 35-1 odds of winning the division, not the conference.
Yeah.
The division, 35-1. So you bet $100, you win $3,500 if they get it, right? So over 10 grand if you bet 300.
Right.
And I'm looking at the division. You have the Mavericks with Kyrie and Luka Doncic, which sounds great on paper, but they had a losing record last year. You have the Rockets, and they suck. You have Memphis without Ja Morant. You can't tell me that Ja Morant ain't going to get in trouble a second time or a third time next year.
Yeah, point on that one.
And then you've got New Orleans, who has Zion Williamson, always hurt. Now, don't get me wrong, they have a good team, but it's always hurt. The idea that the Spurs go and get 46 wins and win the division is not out of the question. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but at 35-1 odds, sign me up on that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a bet you want to take on that one. And just because you have a Popovich, I mean, he's a hell of a coach. He's always been able to bring the best out of his players and out of his team. So you can see the Spurs are going to definitely turn things around. It's not going to take very long. It'd be interesting to see what happened when we got David Robinson or when we got Tim Duncan that year when we got him. I mean, what was the turnaround? I know there was definitely a turnaround.
Well, David Robinson was 21-61 to 56 wins.
Yes.
And then when you saw
Tim Duncan,
I think it went from 20 wins to 50 some odd.
Yeah.
So both of them had 30 plus but
wins.
at the same time, you had David Robinson coming out of the Naval Academy, 2-year commitment.
Yeah.
And then you had Tim Duncan, 4 years at Wake Forest.
Makes a difference.
It's different. They're a little bit more mature.
Right.
I'm not expecting a 35-win turnaround, but to see a 20, 25, I think is very, very possible. Chris Lehouse says, I'm down to bet 500. Well, 500 times 35 is a lot of money. That's 175K.
Yeah.
The top of my head.
Oh, we got a new episode here that dropped too from Locked On Spurs. I'll go ahead and show that here. But before I do, we always got to poke fun to Jeff and show the money bags right there. Never die. But let's go ahead and show what's going down with Locked On Spurs in their episode coming up here.
Yeah, so the new Locked On Spurs episode is about Malachi Branham, my son. I call him my son. There's 2 players on the team that I absolutely love, and I will never say anything bad about. Devin Vassell, Malachi Branham.
I like his game.
Shoot. It's a shooter's league.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. He had a very, very good moment on Locked On Spurs, especially for those who were watching it on YouTube yesterday. They had a father and son on Locked On Spurs. It's a podcast that provides daily content for the Spurs, about the Spurs. And he had a father and son. Typically, he has reporters and whatnot on there. But Jeff Garcia had a father and son out there, and they bought a box of basketball cards. The rare one is the Victor Wembanyama card. They're not issuing out a lot of them at all. And in fact, they're going for about $8,000 each right now.
What?
$8,000
For the card?
just the card.
Oh,
So right now,
Good Lord.
so on Locked On Spurs, he had this father and son go through the packet, each package of basketball cards. They got down to the last package, nothing. They think there's nothing. They put the last pack down, and then the dad kind of sorts through it real fast, and it was in there. And they started celebrating. They're like, "Oh my God, we got the $8,000 card!" Then they started flashing it, and it was done. I mean, what a great moment for Locked On Spurs. Again, you can follow him on Spotify, Jeff G Spurs Zone, Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter, and then also on Threads as well. He has a new one on Threads, but I forgot that one off the top of my head. But you can also subscribe to him on Spotify as well. Victor Wembanyama got a haircut. Do we know what it looks like?
Do we have the haircut?
Do we know what it
we
looks
have the
like?
haircut. I'll look for it right now, man.
Yeah.
Let's see
Oh,
if I
wait,
can
we
pull
got it. Oh, we got the haircut.
Okay.
If you go to sportskeeda.com, SPORTSKEEDA.
It makes him look older. He looks definitely looks older with the cut.
does.
Yeah. He looked like about 25, 26.
The comment that someone put on there, he's now 6'11".
That's a good one.
No, he looks good. He looks
Yeah,
good.
nice little fresh
If you
cut,
Google
man.
image of Wemby haircut,
That's good first cut.
sportskeeda.com
He's now 6'11".
has it. You know what? I
That's a
mean,
good one.
he looks like a
I think
90s.
you know what? He's never had his hair cut that way. I've never seen it. All the videos that they showed of him. So I mean, he's going the right direction.
right
Yeah,
here.
Oh my
nice
god!
little fresh little
I mean,
cut,
he
man.
looks good. I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Speaking of good looking, his sister. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Someone.
I was watching the interview, and I was like, I wasn't paying attention to anything he had to say. His sister is amazing.
People gave me so much crap about that.
Oh my
after
God.
the draft, because I was like,
gorgeous,
because I tweeted out there, protect Wemby's sister at all costs.
oh my gosh,
She is
man, she's smoking.
striking.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. Man.
There's a haircut, man.
Yeah,
There it is, right there. I mean, it's clean.
Mhm.
It's clean.
It is. Yeah,
And it makes him look different. I hate to say it this way. He kind of looks like a mid-90s R&B star.
he does. A singer,
It looks like he's like the fifth,
R&B. Yeah,
the fifth member of this band.
It
Right?
It kind of reminds me of the Marbach Mop a little bit.
No. We're not gonna do that to him. No.
He's been hanging down Marbach.
Nah, man. Nah. He's lined up. It looks good. He would. They did a pretty good job. Yeah, you just got to see the fade on the side. It's not too bad. It's a good haircut.
Have you seen the
clean him up
video?
a little
Have
bit.
you seen the video on TikTok about the girl in Los Angeles who does haircuts on people's laps?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my god.
You know how much he charges for that, dude? Like 150,
On their
160.
laps?
No, she sits on you and she's cutting your
Ooh.
hair.
Yeah,
She's fine though, man. She's cute. But, man, for
you know what?
160
You know what?
for
You
a
know what?
haircut?
Look,
Man.
Google image haircut on lap. TikTok haircut on lap. There she goes.
That's Lord, no. I'd be getting a lot more haircuts than what I did now.
Why are you getting haircuts
Hey,
daily?
I need another haircut. I need an edge up or something. No, that's man. I haven't seen that one.
I think that's
Is that the new Marbach haircut? Is that how they do it now, man?
You know,
My goodness.
let's show this.
Now where is she? Now where is this at?
it's in LA.
In LA?
Yeah, man. She's
Wow.
let's
Yeah.
go ahead and show this
Well,
here.
let's go ahead and show her. So the one that we're
Man.
showing right now is a little bit different than the one that I'm showing
Oh, okay.
right now. But
Yeah.
let's take a look here. Let's take a
My
look here.
goodness.
She isn't ugly.
No, I
She isn't ugly. She's out there doing her. You know what? She's running a classy business. Is what she's doing.
is that what you call it?
You know, it's an honest day's work. You know.
Seems like she likes to stay on top of things. I see.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there.
She's on top of her game, man.
And where's his hands going? His hands are right on ass on that one. Right on ass. Just
Yeah, I don't think I don't know if I could get a haircut like that.
No, man.
I
Why wifey won't get
Hey,
that?
no,
Play that game,
I don't
man.
think that's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
But hey, more power to her though. Hey,
She's providing the community a service.
yeah,
man.
I see.
you know what? I mean,
Well, you know what? It looks like it kills two birds with one stone. You can give the strip club. Hey, you can make it rain at the barber shop. making it rain.
Yeah.
I was like,
And your wife's gonna say, "Man, he spent a lot of time at that barber shop. I wonder what's going on."
Don't make me make
Yeah.
a tip joke. Okay.
Oh man.
Wow.
She's an attractive woman. You know, she's what you call an entrepreneur. That's what you call it.
Well, that's something you can call it. I definitely, yeah, absolutely.
We need to get into Miranda Lambert, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Miranda Lambert, country music star, went off on her fans. Not all her fans the other day, but Miranda Lambert was kind of pissed off because a couple of fans were not paying attention to her show. And
Okay. So now I'm gonna have to say this now.
Let's go ahead,
I do not know who Miranda Lambert is. I'm sorry.
she's a big name.
She is a big name. Okay.
She's a big name in country music.
Country music.
And
There
Okay.
it is.
She was
Gotcha.
doing this in Las Vegas. She has a residency over there.
Okay.
And if we can play it, just
Yeah.
how she went off on her fans over there.
Well, I've been saved by the grace of Southern Shore.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's country music right there.
Was this no?
Now, do you
Was
listen?
this her?
You like
No.
that?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I mean, I listen do I listen
All
to
right.
country music? I
Goodness.
listen to George
Man,
George
they
Strait.
got videos
Okay.
of her popping beach balls and stuff. That
No,
fans
look
throwing
up
man.
look up Lambert
Oh,
selfie.
that,
Miranda Lambert
yeah,
selfie.
you might have to do that because
So with the Lambert selfie,
that didn't sound that good to me. I'm sorry.
no.
Maybe that
that's
was a bad clip, or she was off that night or something. I don't know. That was not good.
So basically, this happened Saturday night,
Okay.
right? And she was
All right.
up on stage
Mhm.
doing her show in Las Vegas,
Okay.
and she noticed that fans weren't paying attention.
Okay.
She wanted all eyes on her, and instead, there were a couple of fans out there with their backs to her because they were taking a selfie with her in the background.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. For me, I'm like, hey, they're promoting your show for crying out loud. You know, hey, look at me. I'm at the Miranda Lambert
I
concert.
think this
This
was
is the
it.
TMZ. Here's the video of TMZ.
I'm gonna stop right here for a sec, Danny. I'm sorry. These girls are worried about their selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit.
Boom. I gotta be left, man. I tell you.
We're here to hear some country music tonight. I'm singing some country damn music.
To be called out.
Yeah, but I don't understand what she's upset about.
But here's the thing.
I mean, there's all kind of things going on in the crowd when you had a concert.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the least one to worry about. There's a lot of stuff going on. At least the concerts I went to. I don't know about you. Taking a selfie would have been the last thing I'd have been worried about for sure. That's for sure.
So I went to a concert about 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
ago at the Majestic Theater.
Okay.
Okay. My wife and I went to go see Peter Cetera.
Okay.
Old man.
Mhm.
Okay, he's an old man now, but he was the lead singer of Chicago
Yeah.
in the
Back day.
70s, 80s, and 70s and 80s. And he was doing his solo show. And it was so funny because throughout the whole show, he got pissed off if people were videotaping him. Not doing selfies, but if they had their phones out to videotape it,
Okay.
he got pissed off and he goes, look, I'll let everybody videotape the last 15 minutes. Rush the stage if you want to take videos. Just don't do it the first hour and 15 minutes of the show. And so most people put their phones away.
Mhm.
But if he caught people doing it, videotaping the first hour and 15 minutes, he would point them out and tell them to stop, or he'd stop performing. And he did it constantly where he's, singing Power of Love, and then he's snapping at people going, stop. And it's just so weird. And it's like, dude, get over yourself, man.
You know what? I guess in this day and age, because you can instantly put things on social media, I can understand to a certain degree. I get it, but that's almost impossible to control.
It is, especially
Unless
with
you
thousands
just
of people
tell
there.
them, don't bring your phones in. That's what Dave
You gotta
Chappelle does.
confiscate the phones. That's
Yeah,
what they were doing
that's
at
what
that,
they. Yeah, you gotta take the phone. Yeah, because there's just no way that you're gonna be able to control that. I just come on. That's just going too far. Yeah, if you didn't take their phones up before they came in, there's no way you're gonna control it while the concert's going on.
Okay,
Exactly.
we got a comment from Joanne.
Yeah,
Look what she put.
You guys are sucios, LOL. Okay, that's for which one? For me saying
From
that
the haircut. From
for
talking
Sophia,
about the...
Sophia Vergara being the hottest woman in the
No,
world.
I think it was
fine.
because
a
of the haircut.
56-year-old
She's
Salma
fine.
Hayek being fine.
They
as
both
fuck.
fine now.
It was a haircut, man.
It was
Look
the
at-
haircut?
Look
Is
at,
that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
look at Fred.
Fred asked the question, "What did you say when she asked if your haircut was okay?" I'd say it was amazing.
Mike's gonna go every week. Say this to
Oh,
his girl.
man.
Say this to his
Matt comes out and says, "But babe, I'm just trying to stay fresh."
Yeah, okay.
Getting
Yeah,
fresh
I got
is more
you
like
fresh,
it.
man. You know what? Now that I've seen her do this, I'm surprised that more women haven't. You know,
Well, it's probably
decided to cut-
regulated. She's in Vegas,
Okay,
man.
Is
She's
that what
in
it
Vegas,
is?
bro.
No, I'm
First
just
of
kidding.
all,
well, no. If
this
she
is-
has a license, I don't. What's the problem?
This
I mean,
is a business
I'm just
opportunity for you and me.
Damn,
and-
man.
I mean, come on.
I'm
If
just saying.
if there are restaurants out there like Twin Peaks and
Yeah.
theaters and
you can
bombshells.
go back in the back and get a haircut with the, little, yeah.
I got a name already.
You got a name.
O- Only Cuts.
Man.
No.
That's messed up, man. No,
It's
I'm
gonna
just
be
saying.
that's gonna be the only.
No, I think that's a good idea, don't you? I mean, I wouldn't tell my wife I was going to get a haircut there,
Well-
but I'm just saying. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
only hair salon in San Antonio that's gonna have 3 bouncers.
It's got to have a pole somewhere, though. I'm just saying.
goodness!
I'm
And you'd
just
be
saying.
charging like $200 a haircut, though.
And you know what?
And get it.
yeah,
And get it.
man.
Without a question.
You put a barber's chair up
My
on a
goodness.
platform, and you call it the main stage.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm saying that's where you get the prime haircut right there. That's
Look at look
I'm
at
telling you, you think I'm
here,
playing,
man. Matt Lerma.
All right.
Are you sure it's only cuts?
No,
Yes.
yeah.
Come
No,
in.
we just, man, this is strictly cuts now. We just making
Only,
sure
only cuts.
we want you to look fresh and look nice
Only
when you
cuts.
get home. Yeah.
Dude, you know what?
absolutely.
I'm gonna call
All right.
JJ
JJ,
Garena
man.
and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
take me to the Small Business Administration to get me
No,
that
man.
loan."
I
say-
actually think that's a good. I'm just.
You know who's
I'm
gonna be
young.
over
I
here
think it's a
trying
good
to shut
idea,
you down, man?
Who?
You're councilman, man, of the area that you're gonna try to put this business.
Oh,
in.
that's
You think so? No,
Yeah,
he gets free cuts every weekend. What you talking about?
Dude, this will be TikTok famous, baby.
Man, I'm
A
telling you.
whole salon with 6 hotties
Oh my god.
on either side.
I'm
You
just.
Now,
would
you
be
gotta
in
have a-
business for
you
a
gotta have
couple
a
weeks,
bouncer
man.
there. You know, don't be wrong. Don't be wrong.
No,
don't
but
be
no,
wrong.
but how? No, but what? Like, I mean, what rule are you breaking? No,
Oh,
see, I'm being
they're gonna-
serious.
No, man, the city will find something to complain
What?
about.
What?
I'm serious, man.
I don't know what the
They
chair
gonna complain
wasn't.
about
like,
something,
No,
man.
no one's naked.
No, that's what I'm saying. I
I'm
mean,
just
what?
saying,
You don't
man.
need a license. What license? They
They're
have,
gonna say you're
as
gonna
long
have
as
to-
all of them have barber's license.
They're gonna
It
say
doesn't
you're gonna
say
have
whether
to
you
go
have
ahead
to
and operate instead of as a business, as adult oriented.
As long,
I bet
how?
Adult
I
oriented
know
bet
there's
you,
no
man.
way. As long as the no tipping. I mean, well, you can tip,
Well,
but
Yeah.
uh,
No dipping.
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. But no, I don't. But it's legal as long as they have a license to come in.
All I know is it's hard work.
It's
Yeah,
a lot.
man.
It's real hard. It's real
knowing
hard.
Mike,
And somebody got to do it, man. I mean,
knowing Mike, he would go ahead and call it nalgas or something like that, man.
No, dude. Okay,
No,
first
we
of all,
give it a good name. We give it a
Nalgas
good name.
is basically my idea of a restaurant.
yeah, look at that. The
that is
Mercedes
for
cut,
that is
the
for
Lexus.
booties.
I like that. That's what I'm talking about. The Mercedes cut, the Lexus. We already got names for the cuts. That's what I'm talking
Roxy
about.
Dude, what does Jeff Garcia say from Locked On
Yeah.
Spurs here? Mike
Yeah.
showed it a Julian over Vergara showing a girl straddling a guy for a haircut, getting called Sucio.
Yeah.
Hey,
as
Jeff,
you can tell, me and Johnny are both from Holmes High
Jeff,
School.
we went to hey, Dad,
Jeff,
hey.
you enjoying the show,
You
brother?
right, it's
Go
right
ahead and
on
buy
time.
us a beer. Buy us a beer, Jeff.
Yeah.
Money
oh,
bags.
Yeah,
Right on
yeah,
time,
all right,
man.
money bags. All right, make
There
it
you go,
happen right
man.
here. This QR code right here tips the dealer, if you will. If you like the show, if you like the content, want to keep us going, you want to buy us a beer. Ain't too proud to beg. I mean, TLC
I'm-
style.
I'm seriously thinking about
And
the
since
haircut,
Jeff
man. I'm serious.
is making a comment, man,
Is he?
there you go, man.
Oh, there's Jeff Garcia. Money bags.
money
okay.
bags with the Z, with
Money
the Z.
bags with a Z. Because we've given him that name.
Okay.
I gave him that name because check this out.
Cinnamon cut.
He says that he's not money bags, right? But
Dude, I think we got something with this. I'm serious.
I'm on a Zoom with him. Uber Eats shows up and takes him a fancy French steak.
Okay.
How are you not money bags if that's the case?
Yeah, man.
Well, let's go ahead and get that buy me a beer. Again, buy me a beer is just basically a way to say thanks to me and Joe. You want to support the show, keep us going. It's basically a tip, if you will. And last week, I mean, tip me as though I'm that girl giving you a haircut. But last week, though, we donated our tips.
You did.
To Katie Goodman.
That's awesome.
Who's a soccer insider. She's actually on her way to Australia to
it's amazing.
To shadow FS1 for the Women's World Cup.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's a former professional soccer player.
That's awesome.
She needed to get her passport expedited.
Yeah.
She was freaking out because it cost $200.
Yeah.
We got her $200.
Oh, that's awesome.
Took care of it for her. She's a friend of the show.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Matt Larima reaching out to us. Ooh, let's see what's the
man. Look.
Jeff,
I'm
looking haircut. The Lexus $160.
Look here. I'm looking at the list. Everybody's talking about the haircuts, man. I think we are on to something.
Literally, look at Tex-Mex Frank here, man. I like this comment.
The cinnamon cut. Now on the main stage, the cinnamon cut. You know what's so funny?
I look, Mike. I'm dead serious, man. I'm telling you. I think this is like we could make this happen.
I mean, I can pay off my house in singles.
It'd be done. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Think about
brand new studio, everything. We're good.
Think about the media attention. Just hire 2 bouncers, right? For the door.
I think it's a good idea.
Protect the ladies.
Yeah.
Charge $50 a cut, $70 a cut plus tip.
Man, you get open bar. You got your pool table.
I mean, and you know what? We won't. I mean, we'll have a women's section. There are a couple of women that like to get haircuts, nice haircuts too, and we can have the guy.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
What would we call that side?
I don't. We can think of something. I'm sure we can get it. We'll get something.
Unfortunately, Mad Packers has already been taken. Mad Packers Brewery on
just call it Sucios, man.
Just call it Sucios.
I like that, man. Sucios.
I like it too, man. I'm telling you, I think it's a good idea, man. I really do. I'm being dead serious.
The female stylists would be called Only Cuts. The dudes would be called Just the Tips.
No.
There you go. I'm
That's gonna be naming your business, Just the Tip. Bro.
I like that.
You're wild, Mike.
Man, Joe, you think I'm playing? I think this is really
$1 million idea.
I was like dead serious.
It'd be a national franchise.
We're gonna be on top of things for sure. I'm telling you. There's no reason why we can't do that. I think it's a good idea.
And you know who else would be on top of things? The stylist.
That's all right.
You got to pay extra for that kind of action.
No. See, now there you go. See, now why are your mind? This is a shit. As long as they can cut good hair, and we're not doing whatever the cut. What was that? The bowl or whatever that was.
Oh yeah,
the Marbach.
Yeah, as long as we ain't doing that cut, we should have no problems.
Now, you request that, you're getting kicked out, man.
What?
Rebecca asking the question. No, that's not what I said. I said just the tips.
Man. Okay.
Woman, please. I have a little bit of class. Not much,
man.
but I got a little still left. The next topic. Mike is going to be shadow banned on YouTube now, according to Daniel Castro.
That would be funny. We go when the video is just gone.
Dude, this would go viral, dude. It would go absolutely viral.
Here's a question from Tim. What's Tim asking him?
Oh, that's a lot of words right there.
It is. Let's see. What is
he's talking about sports. Let's go on.
Okay, no, we can talk about sports.
It says real quick, Johnny Walker, what will you tell players like, for example, Duke playing Clemson on Labor Day, the only game on primetime on TV? Would you tell them? How do you pump up a team?
That's a good question. I think it really depends on the situation and what we got going on. I mean, I've given some Denzel Washington speeches before, and we go out and get our butts kicked. So it just kind of depends. It just kind of depends on the situation. I can't really tell one though. But I will say this. I am kind of excited about the Big 12 thinking about trying to add Gonzaga and UConn. Yeah. I think that's really huge. I think that's a big step in the right direction for the Big 12. And some good basketball. I think it's time for the Gonzagas and the UConn to step up and get into some better conferences. I think because they've been easing into the big dance. It's been too easy for them. So I want them to get in some bigger conference and better games.
It would put that sport on lockdown.
Yes,
it would be. It would be like the Big East was.
Yes,
as well. But Johnny Walker, new friend of the show.
Absolutely.
How can we follow you? You know, what do you got going on that we can,
I
we can follow?
I will be starting up toward the end of August. I will be starting Longhorns Unplugged, which is my radio show / podcast. We're probably going to do more of a podcast, and we're hoping to have you on, man. Hoping that you're going to join us, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And we talk about everything Longhorns, about the whole season. We go from the beginning to the end of the season. And we have a great time with it, man. Yeah, I mean, we got a website, longhornsunplugged.com. We got Facebook. We got everything. So, man, I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to having you come on the show, man, and have some fun with it.
That is Johnny Walker, Texas High School Hall of Fame member.
Not San Antonio Hall of Fame.
Soon to be San Antonio.
I don't know, man. It's going to be tough.
Jason Minix, if you're listening, man. If you're listening.
Man,
I know you have a vote.
Man, they're killing me.
Has it been close? Do they even tell you?
No, it's not even close, man. I mean, it's like if you don't get so many votes, then like you have to go in like the back burner for like 5 years. Man. So I'm not there yet. So I'm just saying, it's like, man, this is tough, man. It's hard to get in. You know, Shaq just got in last year. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's gonna be a while.
That reminds me of people who make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they sometimes ask, "Hey, I thought you were in. Everyone else did too." People probably think that you're already in. Yeah. But man, this has been great.
No, it's been fun.
Johnny Walker, we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Longhorns Unplugged. I look forward to taking part in that as well. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Apologize for getting a little bit naughty today, but it kind of happens, man. It kind of happens.
Man, we got a haircut. We're getting a haircut. What you talking about?
Dude, this is big business.
I'm telling you, man. You gotta play it. I'm about to draw it out and everything.
He's gonna go call JJ right now.
I'm serious.
We're looking for some spots, man.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Again, this is the Acquired Taste on the Acquired Taste Network. See you guys later.
Peace.